Hey fam, what is going on? My name is Jamel Tony.
Hey everyone, I'm Lakeisha and welcome to Progressively Becoming After Hours.
What time is it? It is after hours.
It's time for PB After Hours. Y'all know how we do it here. As always, as you're getting on, make sure you like, comment, and share, and let someone know PB is on now. We are in the building, and every Tuesday right here, 7 p.m. Y'all know how we do it. Sharp.
That's it. We are here. Listen, for all of our what's happening at Progressively Becoming, do us a favor. Just go ahead, like the Facebook page. Go to our website, www.progressivelybecoming.com. All of the pertinent information, all of our reminders, all that information is on our social media pages.
Yes.
We don't want to waste any time.
Yes. Make sure you go and see what's happening this week.
Absolutely.
For the remainder of the week, there's a lot going on, so make sure y'all check it out right here. You can go on our website.
I just said that. You see what I'm talking about? She wants to reiterate what I
just
said.
in case somebody that's
apparently-
coming on now
But
missed
no, I just said it though.
But I'm just saying, like, how many times you repeat what I say? I don't give you no shade with that. Now you want to be coming for me because it's after hours.
It's after hours.
It's after hours.
So our intention behind PB After Hours is we just think it is so much happening in our world that I think at some point we have to just discuss it. But we're going to talk about it in a progressively becoming way, which means I don't know what is going to be said tonight and every last Tuesday. So for those of you that know the word of prayer, I had asked God if he could make sure that my words are filtered correctly. Because I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but this is interesting.
And y'all know we don't ever come on here trying to offend anyone,
No.
you know, but we do want to talk about what's relevant in our world. And what we're talking about today is just going to be our opinions and our views and what we think.
That's a great disclaimer. This is what we think.
Right.
You more than likely will probably not think on some of these topics the way that I think. I'm gonna tell you, especially this one particular topic we're gonna talk about. You're not going to think this way at all, right? But again, our thing is we just want you to think, right? Not how we think, but we just want you to start thinking. And I think because we live in this world, I think we need to be, talking about. I don't know about you, but I don't wanna be around people that has just their conversation is just one lane.
Right.
Right. It's more to life than just A, B, and C.
Right.
Like let's talk about E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Let's
Hello.
talk about these things that impact us and affect us.
Right.
Then just because we're talking about it, it doesn't make us less, godly or
Right.
that we don't know Jesus. No, we're talking about the conversation.
Exactly.
I would say this: if Jesus was walking on this earth today in flesh form,
What would Jesus do?
where would he be?
Where would he be? Right in the forefront. Where would he be? Where would I be?
Yeah. So listen, go ahead and like, comment, share. I want you to tag a friend, tag a family member. So this is what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, just so you know, guys, the after hours conversation, we know y'all always engaging, but we really need y'all to engage in these conversations. We want y'all to comment. If y'all have any questions, throw it out there. We want this to be a conversation between all of us, not just us up here conversating to you. So we want to make it a 2-fold, 3-fold, 10-fold. So y'all conversation, we want to hear about it. So make sure y'all talking about it in the chat. Any questions, put it in the chat.
All right. So I think we all just need to get comfortable for a moment. Everyone get in your comfortable positions. This is a laid back conversation.
Where my glass?
And we're going to talk about it. So listen, fam, I say let's just get to it. Yesterday we we all were the witnesses of yet another school shooting.
Right.
It's like at some point at some point, like, when does the nation as an entirety get like tired of this? Right. So yesterday we all unfortunately witnessed in Nashville, Tennessee, a 28-year-old former student, Audrey E. Hell, opened fire at the Christian elementary school in Nashville. 6 people, including 3 children, were killed in that shooting. And I think we should speak their names.
Right.
Yeah.
So Evelyn Dykus, age 9, was a 3rd grader at Covenant School. Haley Scruggs was age 9. She was the daughter of Chad Scruggs, and the senior pastor at he's a senior pastor at Covenant Presbyterian Church. William Kinney was age 9. Cynthia Peak, age 61. She was a substitute teacher. Catherine Kunze, age 60. She was head of the Covenant School. And Mike Hill, age 61, worked as a janitor at the school. So before we can continue, we want to make sure that we continue to hold up the families, the community, the school, everyone that's affected by this tragedy that continues to happen in our world.
Yeah. So police say that they don't know yet a motive for the shooting. Yes, one was the pastor. That her father was a pastor. Yeah. Police say they don't know the motive of the school shooting. The Nashville Police Chief John Drake said today that they had determined that the shooter had legally purchased 3 firearms that was used on Monday. Now, it's being reported that this particular 28-year-old female was dealing with some type of mental disorder, and she was in treatment for that particular disorder, right? But she legally purchased 3 firearms that was used on Monday. I believe they are saying that she purchased a total of 7 firearms over the course of the time that she could purchase them. But 3 of the legal ones that she did, all of them were legal, right? But 3 of the ones that she purchased, they was used on Monday. Here it is. According to the National Gun Violence Archive, there have been 130 mass shootings in the United States so far this year. 130 mass shootings so far in 2023. We are just about to hit April. That tells us that it's been more mass shootings than days
that we've been
in
this
2023.
Year. Absolutely.
When is this going to stop?
It's true. Like, when is it? And I don't know about anybody else, but for one thing, I was surprised to hear that it was a woman. That's very unusual.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times you don't hear that a woman goes in and do something like this. But it's like, where does it end? And I don't know about y'all, but I'm just really tired of hearing on the news, oh, this has got to stop. They have all these forums and they talk about we got to stop it. But nothing is being done to stop guns being so easily available for people to purchase. Yeah. Like, you can get a gun on the street anywhere.
Absolutely.
In your neighborhood, you can more than likely go get a gun. So the distribution and the availability of the guns is what the problem is. Absolutely. And if we don't control that, then unfortunately these things are going to keep happening.
Correct. So and what's interesting is that this person legally purchased the gun. Now, it's been so much debate talking about like what should we be doing, right? There's gun legislation out there that's trying to be pushed that, like mandatory background checks. They want to, disband assault style like rifles, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was, number one, she was legal.
Right.
She purchased the gun legally, right? And so I think at some point, while Americans have the right to bear arms, like
Right.
that's our constitutional right. And I'll say this: the Constitution was written hundreds of years ago.
Right.
At some point, we need to ask ourselves: is this 76 document?
Right.
Is it for us in 2023?
And if it's not working, apparently.
Like what adjustments need to be made?
Right. And like Kamisha said, I mean, we do need tougher, gun laws.
Yeah.
And it's just like Jamel said with this woman, like she got it legally.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that happens. They purchase it legally.
Yeah.
And then like what happens with the background check that
Correct.
they're doing?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody could fool
Again,
that.
the background check, most of the time, it's a criminal background check. So if this particular, and I'm not sure, but if this particular, 28-year-old female did not have any criminal activity in her past,
Right.
then her background would have been cleared. She
Right.
would have been cleared and able to legally purchase the gun.
Right.
And for me, it's just, and again, I understand our right to bear arms. I'm just confused as to why do you need an assault style rifle?
Right.
Like,
what
what are
gonna do
you
with that?
doing?
What you doing with that?
Like, what are you doing that has the capacity, to shoot multiple rounds at one time?
Right.
Like, you ain't going hunting for that.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what are we doing?
Right.
It's so I think we need to really push our congressmen and our senators to say, hey, if we put you guys in office, like something needs to change. And I'll say this, and y'all, I'm really optimistic. I have faith. But if Sandy Hook did
Right.
not change anything,
We thought it would.
I have a really difficult time thinking that America would
Right.
now make a change. Sandy Hook, I think it was 26.
Yeah.
26 lost their lives. Little children.
Little kids. Right.
And
We all thought that was going to.
Yeah, why? But why? We all thought that was going to change. Again, we pushed the envelope.
Right.
We all thought that Sandy Hook was going to be the change
Right.
because it was predominantly white,
Right.
Caucasian
Right.
children
Right.
that passed away.
Right.
That got killed. That
Right.
got murdered.
Right.
And we thought that if anybody, anything
Right.
is going to change the minds
That
of the
would.
majority of the Republicans, that it would be seeing
Right.
young Caucasian children being murdered.
Right.
And that did not change anything.
Right. And that's the problem.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Thus the problem. Yeah.
And I agree with Average. You should not be able to purchase a gun if you have mental
Correct.
health issues.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I don't know what the background check is on gun. When you purchase a gun, are they checking that?
Correct. Yeah.
Because if you check my
But-
background and I'm, seeing a psychiatrist for mental illness, I shouldn't be allowed to get a gun. But are they? Who knows if they're checking that, because that could be, invasion of privacy,
Absolutely.
HIPAA laws,
It
so
is.
that's
Absolutely.
another thing.
Correct.
But
Absolutely.
I think, and I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen with that is HIPAA laws. You can't, invade
can't disclose,
someone.
correct,
Right,
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
disclose personal health information
Yeah.
of someone. But I think it's a level of what you can disclose.
Should be.
It should be a level of what you can disclose in these instances where these guns are being purchased, and then they go in and they're shooting up schools and shooting up hospitals or whatever, and then you find out later that they had mental issues. I mean, apparently you do if you do that.
I mean,
you
something-
can't
something
you
clearly
can't be like all the way sane to go up and shoot a school with
Correct.
kids in it.
Yeah, Commissioner, how do they know they have a mental illness if they aren't going to a facility, if they aren't getting
That's
checked out?
true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And a lot of people don't.
A lot of people
A lot
don't.
of people don't. So
A lot of people
again,
don't.
What are we going to do? Again, push our legislators, pray that something makes a change.
Right. And then it's like, that's why we also have to be, I'm not trying to be political, but that's why we also have to be be aware of who is in our Congress.
Correct.
Y'all know a lot of times people go to vote and you don't know who this person is, that person is, but you just vote Democratic, because that's what we are. We Democrat, well, some of us, Democratic down the line, and we have no idea who are these people that we're voting for.
True. Yeah.
And it's like we have to educate ourselves when it comes to that. What do they stand for? What are their views on these things, on gun control? You need to know that, because that you can make an informed decision to know that this person is right for this position in our country.
That's good. Yeah, I agree. Speaking of Democrats and Republicans, America's...
That's true.
What happened?
Kamisha said we don't have anywhere to put people with mental health issues. They just medicate them.
Yep. The whole system.
Yeah.
The whole system needs to be reformed. So speaking of Democrats and Republicans, America's favorite Republican, Donald J. Trump.
Oh, Jesus.
Donald J. Trump. All right, so I'm not sure if all of you have been watching the news, but recently, Donald J. Trump is, hold on for this. Recently, you will let me be. Recently, Donald J. Trump he's on the verge of an indictment looming, whether or not they going to choose to indict or not. But Manhattan DA attorney decided to pursue possible misdemeanor violations against Trump. That is 7 years old, right? Again, the violations that they're pursuing are 7 years old. Both.
Sheriff said he not in jail yet, girl. No,
he not in jail. Right. So both the Justice Department and the Federal Election Commission decided to drop this. I want to present both sides of the story, right? So the Justice Department and the Federal Election Commission decided to drop this. However, the Manhattan DA's office decided that they wanted to pursue this criminal case. Now, this criminal case is centers on a $130,000 hush money payment to former porn star Stormy Daniels. That's the name, ain't it? Stormy Daniels.
That's the name right in and of itself.
That's the name.
Stormy. Anyway.
She was an adult film actor. Right? So this payment was made just before the 2000 just before the 2006 turn his world up. Just before the
down. Right side up.
Just before the 2016 election, in order to allegedly quiet her regarding an alleged affair with Donald J. Trump. Mm-hmm. Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford.
She should go with that.
I think so too. Said that she and Trump had an affair at a celebrity golf tournament in 2006. Right now, as Trump campaign for president began to pick up steam, Stormy said, "I want to tell my story to gossip magazines." And in October, the National Enquirer was about to publish this alleged affair to the world, which would have messed up his
campaign
presidential run. Right? However, Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, who is now in jail for tax evasion and a whole bunch of other things, paid Stormy Daniels' lawyer $130,000 to say, "Keep your mouth shut and go on about your business."
See, they should have given him a little bit more. That 130.
Yeah.
That was low balled. Yeah. I would definitely ask.
So here's the question, because this is the first time in history that a former president is on the verge of being indicted. Is it, or is this something else? Now, Trump he's already being crushed in, and he's already being investigated for the January 6th Capitol riots, which we all saw, right? He's being investigated for the mishandling of classified documents, right? He being investigated for misclassified documents, but everybody else somehow got misclassified documents in their house.
Look,
go get. Go get. He being investigated for classified documents, but all of a sudden, Biden got classified documents. Pence got classified documents.
Theirs was
ain't nobody saying nothing about Obama, but I don't know if Obama got a folder in his desk of classified documents.
Talk about Obama now. We'll talk about Obama.
Right. So, and he is also being investigated for the Georgia 2020 election, where he claimed that he was robbed. Right. So.
It was collusion.
It was collusion. 74 million people voted for Donald Trump last election. Mm-hmm. Is this indictment to stop him from becoming president again? Or is it, let's do the right thing? Which one is it?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Like, let's do the right thing and stop him from becoming president again. Because I think if he's indicted for this, mm-hmm. then that pretty much seals his fate on the presidency. Mm-hmm. And I mean, look, personally, he's disgusting to me. You already know.
How so? How so?
Because he's racist.
No, you see, and that's the issue.
And he racist. He talked too much.
Okay.
And he did this stuff. He did it.
How do you know?
He did.
How do you know?
Did the actions around the insurrection.
It's alleged.
Insurrection. That January 6th riot was all his doing because all them people was out there supporting him.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think. Now again, did Trump have a responsibility as a leader to say, hold on, stop doing this? Absolutely.
And he didn't.
But did he hold a gun to their heads and say, I need you to storm the Capitol and defend me because they stole votes?
But the thing about it is he should have known that because his protesters was so volatile, that this could have been a possibility that this happens. How many times people get convicted where you've done something? I just happened to be along for the ride. You did it, but I had to be aware that this potential could have happened. Like if we go and we rob someone. It's a potential that person could get hurt or that person could die. Mm-hmm. And even though I didn't pull the trigger, I'm going down with you because I should have known that could have happened. And he should have known that could have happened on January 6th when those protesters of his was out there for him. Yeah. And he could have stopped that plenty of times and he didn't.
I agree.
He definitely should be held responsible for that. And whatever else he did, bring it on. Yeah. Because if this doing it to him, maybe it'll show other leaders and politicians that you can't just be doing any old thing and think of something.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't want to
because I'm almost certain that Alvarez says he did tell them to take the country back. He did. He told them to take the country back. He didn't say how.
And they did it.
He didn't say how.
They was watching Olympus Has Fallen, and they already knew what they was coming there to do. And Trump incited that madness. So, yes, and like she said, people died. Yes, so he should be responsible for that.
But this whole court case is the $130,000 hush money that they paid to this former porn star. Now, you can't tell me, and I have no evidence, but you cannot tell me that these politicians, all of them, all of these former presidents have lived clean lives.
Nobody has. Nobody has.
Right? And I'm almost certain there's some dirt on all of these former presidents that was, him, take a little money, hush up. Right? For me, I just think because Donald Trump is not the right leader for this country, he's not. And because of everything that he incited, I hear it completely. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, if you're going to go after him, then we need to go after everybody else.
But everybody else didn't do this January 6th insurrection. He did. Everyone else didn't do the Georgia 2020 election interference. Allegedly, he did. Yeah. Everyone didn't allegedly pay Stormy Daniels $130K. He did allegedly. So we can't go after them for this. This is his crimes, and he needs to pay for it.
They
straight
were
up
following the leader.
I think he got away with groping some woman.
Absolutely, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah. I think he got away with groping on some woman at one point, feeling on the booty and stuff. Like, come on, let that have been somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, listen.
Call a spade a spade.
I get it.
Call a spade a spade.
I get it. I think this is a lot more to do with Donald Trump is not the person to run this country than just his past sins and his past questionable lifestyles, right? But again, I just.
Oh, Dick Sharon. PB after hours.
PB after hours. He did say it. He made that comment. He did, right? So.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Oh gosh, he
at the hours.
He did make that comment. He said it.
Sharon, that's hilarious. No, you don't got to be sorry.
Hold on,
you don't got to be sorry.
Wait.
It's what we do here.
Wait,
we push it.
Hold on. And we got to move on to this. We got like 2 minutes before we got to shift. Why is it that we don't have this same tenacity and this same fire, right, that we have with Trump, that we had with Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton black.
Say it again. Say it again. Bill Clinton did not have an alleged affair. He said he had an affair with Monica Lewinsky.
And
he said he had an affair with Monica Lewinsky. And yet, people still voted for him.
Because he was a
People
people's
still
president.
wanted him in office. But again, it has nothing to do with Trump, with what he did. It has everything to do with he's not a fit for the country.
Yes.
So now we need to find dirt against him so that we can silence him.
You ain't got to find it. It's there. You ain't got to find it.
I understand. But again, the same standard that Trump is being held to should be the same standard that Bill Clinton should have been held to.
And Bill Clinton was a people's president, and he was being racist, you can't get past that, especially when you black.
Avarice. He got impeached. Absolutely. Absolutely. But he maintained his office. America was still on his side. Till this day, the majority of Americans, Bill.
Oh yeah, he all right with me.
He all right with me. Why? Because he had an affair.
But like Mom just said, different characters.
Okay.
Exactly. That's it. That's the bottom line. They have different characters.
I got you.
And
I got you. Yeah.
Bill Clinton, he probably got, was apologetic and really was sorry for him getting caught up like that.
He admitted.
Right. Trump, he going down with the shit.
Trump is going down. Yeah,
but that's how y'all do
different
sometimes.
Characters.
That's good.
That's good. All right, let's move on.
You done dropped your water.
All right, so
talk about Trump.
Loop us into this next one, and then I'll play the video.
So I don't know if if y'all saw this video that went viral. It's probably like a couple of weeks ago now. Mm-hmm. It's regarding a particular pastor who goes off in the pulpit. So we won't say her name. But you can find it on social media anyway. But it has raised many questions regarding an already highly tense debate of the world and the Christian. I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I saw this video, I hollered. I was rolling, so y'all forgive me when I saw it, because I'm like, all right. But anyway, we're going to show a little clip of it just for those of you who don't.
Listen, here we go.
So this woman says she's a prophetess. She got a word for my husband. I said, no, you ain't got a word for him. You got a word for us. The spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. Natasha Davis. I told you, I'm not your typical first lady. This first lady fight. And if I catch you in the street, I warned you. I warned you. I'm a Brooklyn chick. That ain't never changed. I'm just an anointed Brooklyn chick. And I'm coming for that ass. And so y'all, okay, I know I'm gonna be in trouble. I know I'm going to Cleveland, but I had to protect my household. I don't play with my husband. So, this brother in the back, what's up, son? How you doing? He stood up. He's like, yeah, I like her. She said, you see the realness in me? Nah, I'm real all day. The only thing fake is my weave and my hair, and I'm still good, bald-headed. you, baby. When I see you, I promise you, I'm going to make Larry Reed again. And this time, it's because you got the...
Lord forgive me, because when I saw this thing, y'all, I hollered. Every time I see it, I go crazy. It's just hilarious to me. And like, in her defense, though, she has apologized for using the platform to address this matter. But here's the question: was it just like too much? Look,
was it just too much, and did it affect the image of the church? Now, we all make mistakes. Was this a mistake? Did she just have a human moment, or did it really impact the image that the world has of the church? Oh,
look,
wow.
she said she don't play by her husband. Like, I tell you, chicks in they bed don't come for by. She probably said a lot of the stuff the first ladies want to say about chicks coming for their man, and you can't. Straight up.
I agree.
Because that's the world we live in. People don't care if you married or not, got a wife or not, got a husband or not. They coming for you. And I ain't going to say I ain't felt like that. I mean, I wouldn't say it.
You wouldn't say it.
But I felt like that at some point. I would have come for that. Come for that. You know. So but I would never dare say it. You know, because I think you have to have self-control.
That's the word. Yes.
And that's the thing. You just have to have, you know, self-control. And thank God that I do. But I'm not going to say I ain't thought about that at some point down the line.
There's a moment in this video where she addresses, apparently some man had stood up. A young man has stood up, and she said, "Oh, you like me, like I'm being real, right?" And I just think at what point does our relevancy have impact our standard? Right?
Say that at home.
No, I agree. It's
true.
It's nothing wrong with being relevant.
Right.
Yet at the same time, I think you have to maintain a standard. And I heard all of the things about, oh, you know, she made a mistake, she's human. I get all of that. But her position,
yeah,
because of her position, it puts her puts her on another puts her on another level.
Yeah, she's on another level.
Right? Her character. Right, and puts her character on another level, her image on another level, her expectation from people on another level, just because of the position that she held. Right. And this video could potentially prevent and confirm to the world that, hey, you know something, all those church people,
they hypocrites.
They just hypocrites.
Right, and that's the main thing. It's like you can't do that on that type of forum because, you know, people, and it's sad to say, and that people have a negative stigma about church anyway.
Absolutely.
And about, you know, church people.
Yeah.
And it's like when you do things like that, you give them, it becomes valid to them.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't go to church.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to, you know, keep a standard. And yeah, regardless of how you may be feeling or, you know, maybe felt offended, it's the way that you have to handle it, and it's the way that you have to do it. And I just think in that situation, that wasn't the best way.
And that's what she did. She apologized for. She apologized. She didn't apologize for what she said. She apologized for how she said it and the platform that she said it on. I think who said it? Sister Carter said it. What's in you is going to come out. She felt this thing.
Oh yeah, she felt that.
This woman was coming for her man, and she was sick of it.
She was sick.
She said, "I had enough with this."
She had enough of the bull.
Yeah.
Like, and
so tell me, how would you, how would you have dealt with that situation?
Well, I definitely wouldn't have been on no pulpit talking like that, and I definitely wouldn't have have had that as an open forum.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, I I think you just, in some instances, what I've learned is just sometimes you just don't say nothing.
Really?
I do. I've been there.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have. Sometimes you have to,
Yeah.
you know, bite your tongue because,
Really?
yes.
I would not expect that.
Yeah. And it's like the
Wow.
word grace. That's just been
Grace,
thrown
that's
out.
a word.
And
That's
that's
a
a
word, yeah.
word I've been hearing
Yeah.
for the last
Yeah.
year or so.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to extend grace to people. And
Right in the mouth there.
and it's like, you know, I think, and that's just based on, I think, maturity.
Okay. That's
Because
good.
I ain't gonna say years ago, Lakeisha
Yeah.
wouldn't have been coming at you if you come for my man.
Absolutely.
And I ain't gonna say if you come for my man now, I ain't gonna come step to you, but it's gonna be a way that I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not gonna be on my, you know, old BK stuff. I'm gonna
She
come,
was from Brooklyn.
and I'm from Brooklyn. So, but at the same time, it's just the way you have to handle yourself.
Yeah.
So if you coming for my man in this instance, then I can come to you in a way that's not like that.
Understood. Yeah. And that's maturity. It is. I love what you said. You said self-control. I agree. You have to have self-control.
Yes, Louis, really. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really proud of myself. In
No,
this
no,
area.
listen.
Because-
Listen. Absolutely.
I always say I'm retired. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm retired, but
Yeah.
I come out of retirement every
Yeah.
now and again if I have to. But it's like, in a way, I mean, because I'm not going to say during this time me and Jamel have been married,
Absolutely.
like, you know, people ain't trying to come for my man. But it's, you know, it's a way, especially with his position and who he is and who I am and who we are in church. It's like, I can't just come all okie doke. You know, I can't come with the rah-rah stuff. You just can't do it.
No, I got
And-
you. However, I do think at some point something needs to be said. So like the guy, and we got to move on. Like the guy that was trying to come for you,
Oh, gosh.
right? If he would have continued, I would have came for him.
Right, but you would have did it in a way where you ain't.
Oh no, I would have done it in a way that is respectable
Of
and
course.
becoming of who Jamel is.
Right.
But everybody in them has that everyone in them has that person that lives in them that the Holy Spirit keeps back. I would have potentially allowed that person just to come out for like 2 minutes. That's all.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, Sister Tammy. You have to remember.
Cassandra, let me tell you about it.
No.
Go ahead.
Sister Tammy said your trust is in your spouse, not in the other person.
Yeah.
That is true. And I think it helps
Yeah.
that when you trust your other person, that whoever that chick or man that's coming for your spouse, it makes it a little bit less challenging to deal with. Because if I didn't trust him and then somebody was coming for him, then we gonna have a whole different kind of
I would have been on that receiving end of, I'm a.
You know, it's just like, and just don't get it. Don't get it twisted. I'm all for respect and all of that. As long as you respect me,
Absolutely.
respect who I am,
Yeah.
we ain't got no problem.
Absolutely.
It's when you step out of that and when you step out of line. Yes, I'm coming for you, but I'm not coming fighting you. I'm not coming, to be violent to you. I'm coming to check you with my words.
Yeah.
And prayerfully, you come back in the right way so we can have a,
Because if not, there'll be a whole.
Then it's a whole nother
be a whole
conversation.
lot of furniture moving
There's a
going
whole-
around.
there's a whole nother
Whole lot of furniture moving.
That's a whole nother
Whole
And
lot
that's
of
not even
furniture.
like if you married, like if you're dating someone
Yeah.
or you're in a relationship with someone,
Respect.
and it's just the way you gotta handle it, because chicks is grimy.
And,
Yeah.
and so are guys.
Yeah, they don't care you married, you up and together. They don't care about all that.
They don't care.
They'll slide up in your DM, try to hook you, Especially the preachers. People get attracted to the preachers.
They will slide in your DMs. Listen, they will slide in your DMs. Absolutely.
Right. I agree.
They will slide
Carmen,
in your DMs.
I agree with that. She said if they come for your man, usually it would be behind your back. So your man should put them in their place first. If it happens again, whatever happens, happens.
Sheila, whatever happened.
Now, because I mean, in that instance, it's like if I'm coming to you with grace and respect, now how you come at me can determine the whole change of that.
But because of who lives on the inside of you.
Hey, Jesus.
Right? I think even their response would tame the potential response that you can give back to them.
That's where that filter comes in.
That's where the filter comes in. Absolutely. Listen, I was just saying this.
Because back in the day, Lakeisha would have been like that lady on that thing. I'm coming for your That would have been me. Bring it. Listen, I'm ready.
We gotta go. We got one more topic. All right. So listen, some of you may have heard about this. And this is a really
I know that's
right,
Sister Nancy.
This is a really
don't come for Brother
really
James, because she coming for you.
Don't come for Pastor.
She coming for you. She coming.
Damn, this is a really sensitive
and I'm gonna back her up.
And again, we don't want to offend anybody. We just want all of you to just be aware of what happened as well, so we can have just this discussion and where we're going to go. But the World Athletics Council, the governing body for international track and field, have just made a mandate, have just made this, that they will bar transgender women athletes from elite competitions for women. The council's policy, which will be in effect starting March 31st, so just in a few days, largely targets athletes who transitioned from male to female after going through puberty as a male. The council said that they ultimately decided to prioritize fairness and integrity of the female competition over inclusion. Though the council said there's no transgender athletes currently in international track and field competition, the ruling could hinder several people who won Olympic medals in the past. In the United States, 19 states so far have banned transgender athletes from playing on girls' or women's sports teams. In state houses across the country this year, there are dozens of more new and proposed laws that further curb transgender rights. Here's the question. This is the question, and I want us to approach this. I want us to approach this question without bias. Do you think this is fair? Is this more curbing of what you think is right based on your belief for this community? Right? Meaning, is there a level of what we can't say or how we really feel because anything said against this community would be considered discriminatory or racist, right? Did the International Athletics Council, did they make the right decision when they banned transgender from competing on the international track and field stage?
And me personally, I mean, Jamel and I've had this conversation before this even happened, that I feel like, and I'm just going to just use us, let's just say he was a transgender woman. Like, he's still a man, like, physically.
And again, a transgender woman is someone that has transitioned their gender to becoming a woman. So transgender man, transgender woman, they transition their gender to becoming that particular sex.
And I just think that he's naturally, like, men is naturally, like, stronger than women. And I just think that it's not, me personally, it's not fair for me to go up against him because naturally he has more stamina. Naturally, you have more physicality than me. And this was an issue with someone in the swimming. I remember that this was an issue because she was a transgender woman swimming against another, woman. It's just like the conversation is just a little tough because it's like I don't want to offend or anyone, but this is how I feel about it. I just don't think it's fair if I'm competing against someone that was a man.
So the entire, and Cassandra Womack said this is discrimination. Somebody else said it's not fair regardless of your choice of sex. Men and women are naturally different, right? Some women are strong. Our body slam ready.
Girl.
Right. So
Cassandra.
the council made this
I can't.
decision. They made the decision to prioritize fairness and integrity. Right. Based on what they are saying, this decision was not made about their belief or their non-belief in inclusionism.
Right.
It was solely made about fairness and integrity. Men naturally produce testosterone,
Right.
which makes us stronger in a lot of areas, right? So I do get that. However, at the same, and again, I'm coming out of what I believe, right? Again, can we progressively think, right, and explore a topic? So I'm coming out. I'm gonna slide from what I believe, right? These individuals made a choice, right, to transition, to become a male or to become a female, and because of the many laws that are currently in support of transgender rights and transgender equality, I believe it becomes discriminatory in this case because it goes against the many other laws, as well as the law of America that says that people have a right to be acknowledged and as, he, she, right?
Right.
So I think in that case, it can appear as if discriminatory. Again, I'm coming out of what I believe, right? I think all of you should know where we stand on this as it relates from a religious standpoint, right? But so again, in that case, I can see it how they can view this as discriminatory. But again, if it's done in the area of fairness and integrity to the game, I believe the International Council, in my opinion, did make a right decision. Yeah.
Abandon it?
I'm sorry, what happened?
Well, you say you agree that because they banned it.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I thought you said you thought it was.
No. I said I see how it can be labeled as discriminatory, right? Because of the many laws, including the law of the land that says, okay, this is right. Like everybody has equal rights. But then you make this decision that could go against that, right? I can see how that could be looked at as being discriminatory. However, in my opinion, because of fairness and integrity to the game itself, I understand why they made this decision. So, and we wanted to talk about this topic because it allows us to explore and have a conversation about a topic that some of us may, be uncomfortable having.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's because even though we take our beliefs out of it, it's like we can't say what we believe.
Gotcha.
Because when we do, it's like we're like discriminating against them, or we're judging that community.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much saying. And again, I know this conversation is tight because a lot of the comments stopped. Right, so I know a whole lot of you feel like, okay, what should I say? What shouldn't I say? What are they going to say? Right? Again, this is why we introduced this topic. Right? Can we have conversations that push our thinking to outside of what we traditionally like believe in. I don't think it's more or less, and we got to go. I don't think it's more or less of what we say. I think it's our actions, right? So I have but I know many individuals that are same gender loving, right? And I love them the same.
Right.
I respect them the same.
Right.
Right? They know where I stand, and they know where my beliefs stand at.
Right.
Right? And there's no love lost. There's no right. And like everything is still there as long as they know where I stand and are not trying to infringe their beliefs upon me. And at the same time, I believe we have to be wise to not infringe our beliefs upon them.
Right.
Right. Here's the thing. There are some things that we have to trust in the Holy Spirit to do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, and I think that's where we become prejudicial in church when we say us and them. When no. This is this is all of us.
Right.
Like let the wheat and the tear grow together. Right. This is all of us, and then God will do what He needs to do. Right. So, yeah. But this is why.
Yeah, and I have friends people that I know that same gender loving, and they're like some of the greatest people. I'm telling you, it's just, and there's no love lost. What you do, that's what you do, and I love you, and like Jamel said, you know what I believe in, and as long as we clear, we good.
Yeah, as long as we're clear, we good. I want to ask a question, but for time's sake, I can't. And I know if I ask, it's gonna open up a whole other world of questions. And you probably know where I want to go. But it's 7:55 and we can't go there. We'll be here for the next hour. But I think
so we'll bring it up.
I think at some point
that's like I'm gonna tell you something, but I can't tell you.
I think at some point I do want Progressively Becoming to along with the place of exchange worship center to have a conversation as it relates to the and I can't even say the Christians' response to the LGBTQIA, because, and I'll say this and we'll go drop mic, because there could be a potential that the Christian is LGBTQIA, but we'll stop there. Family,
that's true.
Have a phenomenal evening.
Maybe we can pick that part up on to start on the next PB After Hours, because I think this is like these kind of conversations is just a little bit uncomfortable for me, because I be filtered because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
So,
but
truth is truth, though. Truth is truth. Regardless if we may not want to hear it, truth is truth. And
not to say the wrong thing. That's not, because to me, I know it's not wrong.
Absolutely.
But it's just those conversations is like you teeter. Yeah. Because you like, yeah. It's like, that community has a lot of rights.
Yeah. Fam, what a great after hours.
Yeah, this was cool.
This was cool.
Thank y'all for participating like y'all did. Cool. We couldn't have did this conversation without y'all.
And again, the comments, the views, and the opinions of Jamel and Lakeisha are the comments, the views, and the opinions of Jamel and Lakeisha. Don't forget we said that.
Yes, absolutely. And the comments and the views that's in that chat is of y'all.
Is of y'all.
Is of y'all. So... But I think we definitely should pick this up on our next conversation,
because that conversation got really tense.
Yeah, because it's like people don't know what to say. What should I say?
Absolutely.
I don't want to. You definitely don't want to offend nobody. But it's like I want to speak truth, but my truth you may not like.
My truth you may not like. Yeah, but truth is truth, regardless if you think it is or if it's not. Truth is truth, and it's the truth that makes us free.
The truth is the truth, and a lie is a lie.
Family, next Tuesday, meet us 7 p.m. for a standard conversation of PB.
Yes.
Place of exchange, Sunday morning. Again, all the information. Go on our website. Have a phenomenal night.
Yeah, see y'all. DU, we gotta mention that. DU, don't forget DU,
DU.
Thursday. 6 o'clock this week. Is only this week, 6 o'clock. So check the website for more information. So y'all have a great night. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Take care.